this is a video instruction on how to do the crawl tunnel, which is one of the requirements for the level 1 conditioning title. So the goal of teaching our dogs to crawl under something is it increases core work. So it increases core strength. It also works both the front and the hind limbs. And it also works and strengthens the hip flexor or the iliopsoas. So 5 benefits of working our dog's core would be that it protects their back from injury and it helps strengthen that. It increases the dog's stability. Hey, baby. Good girl. It increases the dog's stability just in general with their general balance. It improves balance for your dog. It improves their posture. And it also improves their performance if they were doing any events or performances. The goal of the crawl tunnel is for our dogs to crawl something that's at least 2 of their body lengths and something that's ideally less than their shoulder height. So to start off, we're going to start with something a little bit taller until our dog is learning how to crawl. And you can use any object that a dog can crawl under safely. For this, you don't necessarily need cavaletti poles or even like a tunnel. I've seen some people will use chairs if their dog is small enough to crawl under them. You can use little tables. The possibilities are endless as long as it's safe for the dog to crawl under. So to start, like I said, you're going to start with it up a little bit higher, and then you're going to help lower your dog through. So as they get closer to these poles, they're naturally just going to try to avoid them and kind of crouch down a little bit. And now you see she did touch it a little bit, and that's okay. I have just cavaletti poles here, so if she were to just knock them, as you saw earlier, it's not going to be harmful to her to knock them over. So I'm just luring her through with one hand. Good girl. Good girl. And once she's done it a couple times and she's comfortable, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower these now. Oh, good girl. And now this is just a little bit harder for her. Good. So you see she really has to think about all of her limbs as she's going through this. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Good. And as she gets more comfortable, she'll be able to go a little bit longer. Now this height, this height here is pretty appropriate for her. Obviously, depending on the size of the dog, it'll be a little bit different. So I just made the distance that she has to crawl now just a little bit longer. Good girl. Good. Good girl. And you can see all of her limbs are being worked on this exercise. Good girl. Good girl. And that's how we, good girl. And that is how we introduce them to the crawl tunnel.